about the new secret plans that Tesla has to take over the airlines. Make sure you stay until the end so you don't miss out on what these secrets are. You're seriously not going to believe it. The idea of electric flight might not be as far-fetched as we once thought. In the next decade, aircraft industry is set to see dramatic changes as companies, both large and small, work to launch fully electric and hybrid flights in the markets. Airlines, manufacturers, and startups all seem to be moving towards this goal. The race is clearly on, and it will change the way we think about commercial aviation. After electric cars, reusable rockets, hyperloop tunnels, and brain chips, it wouldn't be a surprise if Elon Musk decided to launch a new company to build the world's first electric plane. In fact, he floated the very same idea in September 2018 during an interview on Joe Rogan's podcast. That's right, the one involving the weed smoking and whiskey drinking that made headlines everywhere at the time. The plane Musk had in mind would be capable of vertical takeoff and landing, a feature known as VTOL, and flying at supersonic speeds at high altitudes. But since then, the Tesla and SpaceX CEO hasn't found much time to take that idea further. He said in a recent interview on an episode of the podcast, Third Row Tesla, published on February 9th. When did the dream start? An electric plane could bring renewable energy to an industry that remains one of the world's largest polluters. The aviation industry produces around 2% of global carbon emissions. Plant-based biofuels could reduce emissions for long-haul flights, but it's a far cry from a fully clean energy-powered commercial jet. Musk has mentioned the idea as far back as 2008, explaining how an electric plane gets more feasible as battery energy improves. In 2012, he said that he'd been nurturing a design in his head for the past few years. Elon Musk once said, "All transportation will be electric except for rockets." Yes, that even includes airplanes, which have long been on his list of things to electrify. The Tesla CEO first floated the idea in an interview in September 2018. The plane he envisioned was a vertical takeoff and landing VTOL vehicle capable of flying at supersonic speeds at high altitudes. The idea has largely remained a far-fetched dream because in order for Musk's idea to work, the plane will require a battery with an energy density of 400 watt-hours per kilogram. Tesla's latest batteries, Panasonic 2170s used in Model 3 cars, can only achieve an energy density of around 260 watt-hours per kilogram. The idea of an electric flight vehicle has been floated by CEO Elon Musk for a few times over the past decade, but it was only recently that the battery technology has advanced enough so that an electric car firm could feasibly take to the skies. These references continued. In 2014, Musk told an MIT symposium that he was toying with the idea. In 2015, he again said that he had a design in mind. By 2016, he was describing his electric plane as a vertical takeoff and landing design which would negate the need for a landing strip. And in 2017, he said that it was not inconceivable that it would do an electric plane. But we are not quite there in terms of the energy density of batteries for an electric plane. Tesla electric plane. When will it be revealed? In July 2019, Musk declared that an electric plane is feasible, only that it requires a higher battery density. This shift, he declared, would probably take around 5 years. It's not an unreasonable target. Tesla bought Maxwell Technologies in a $218 million deal back in February 2019, a battery technology company working on a variety of exotic materials. The firm was working with dry electrodes, which could drop cobalt from the equation, increasing production 16-fold and bring down cost by 20%. Perhaps the most interesting part of the Maxwell acquisition was the firm's claim that these dry electrodes could support batteries with a high density. While 300 watt-hours seems a reasonable claim, the firm has also said it had a path to a 500 watt-hours battery. Following the acquisition, Musk suggested in the 2019 annual shareholders meeting that Tesla was looking to bring its mining and other operations in-house, phasing out their supplier Panasonic. Reaching feasibility within 5 years could mean that Tesla could be making some sort of public move in the mid to late 2020s. The company's master plan, Part Deuce, from 2016 is nearing its end. The Model 3's out and the pickup truck, second generation Roadster, Model Y, and semi-truck are all about to hit the road. Autopilot is expected to become a full-blown autonomous driving suite as early as next year, at which point it will begin powering a fleet of robo-taxis. An electric plane could perhaps form one of the ideas in the future Master Plan Part Trey, a time when electric car would be more mainstream, along with sister firm SpaceX speeding up into Earth travel with the new Starship system. While the Starship will whisk people around the Earth in half an hour or under intense conditions, it's still burning liquid oxygen and methane to complete the trip. It will most likely take a little longer. Analyst Roland Berger said in May that an electric jet that could compete with existing designs may not land until 2030 at the earliest. Tesla electric plane. Plans, timeline for an Elon Musk's flying machine. Could a Tesla electric plane actually take off? In 2016, Elon Musk had described that his electric plane is expected to have a vertical takeoff and landing design, which could negate the need for a landing strip. In 2017, he said that it was not inconceivable that it would do an electric plane, but that we are not quite there in terms of the energy density of batteries for an electric plane. Musk had mentioned the battery density issue a few times before. The problem is making a craft light enough to fly, but powerful enough to carry passengers. In September 2018, when he discussed his idea for a supersonic jet, he claimed that current electric car batteries are around 250 watt-hours per kilogram. A plane could fly with 400 watt-hours, but the ideal weight will be around 500 watt-hours. The conundrum now is how to get an electric plane to fly, and it could soon be resolved, thanks to some interesting shifts in the market. Tesla electric plane. What is the battery range? It may be too early to assume that the plane could complete the same trips as a regular jet, at least during its launch. The world's longest flight from Singapore to New York covers 9,300 miles in 17 hours, a feat that could prove to be a bit too much for the electric jet at first. During his September 2018 Joe Rogan Experience appearance, Musk explained that the battery would only need to overcome gravitational potential energy. The energy you used in cruise is very low, and then you can recapture a large amount of your gravitational potential energy on the way down. So you really don't need any kind of reserve fuel, if you will, because you have the energy of height. Musk explained at a 2014 MIT event that the percentage of cells on an aircraft would need to be about 70%. When that percentage reaches the mid to high 70s, you can go transcontinental. West Coast to East Coast, Musk ruled out. However, an intercontinental journey is possible. Musk later revealed that the plane works as a force balance. So, a plane that is not accelerating is a neutral force balance. The force of gravity, lift force of wings, then you've got the force of one of the thrusting devices, propeller, turbine, or any other fitment, and the resistance of air. The higher you go, the lower the air resistance. Air density drops exponentially, but drag increases with the square, and exponential beats the square. The higher you go, the faster you'll go with the same amount of energy, and at a certain altitude, you can go supersonic with quite a lot less energy per mile than an aircraft at 35,000 feet. If Tesla can solve the issue, it could travel further than expected. Tesla electric plane. How many people will fit in it? An even bigger unknown factor is the seating capacity. An Airbus A380 can house anywhere between 407 to 615 seats, and if Tesla is aiming to beat the existing designs, it will probably have to offer similar capacity. Existing jets have so far aimed for much less. Siemens' all-electric plane that broke speed records at 200 miles per hour in 2017 only accommodated one person. Lilium's electric jet accommodated only 5 people. Budget airline EasyJet aims to fly 9 people in its short-haul electric plane. The space is heating up with analysis Roland Berger claiming that around 100 electric plane projects are in the works, most of them with the goal of producing small air taxis. Tesla electric plane. What has Elon Musk said about it? Musk has not always sounded so positive about flying machines. In February 2018, he dismissed Uber's flying car idea. If you love drones above your house, you'll really love vast numbers of cars flying over your head that are 1,000 times bigger and noisier and will blow away anything that isn't nailed down when they land. Musk has cited this as part of his idea behind the Boring Company, a tunnel digging venture that creates more city capacity by going underground instead of taking to the air. With the large number of planes in the sky every day, and the high demand to travel distances spanning thousands of kilometers, it's perhaps not surprising that Musk is aware that going underground will not be for everyone. While you're here, go ahead and click on one of these videos on your screen. See you there!